Sun dogs emerge across China. An ancient prophecy foretells the decline of the dynasty. China Eastern Airlines flight experiences another malfunction. Witnesses report two loud bangs midair. Shanghai's economy resembles stagnant waters. How miserable is it? Exclusive use of Xinhua news agency mandated by Shanghai media imposes ban on translating foreign media. It's all covered in today's China Truths. Sun dogs emerge across China. An ancient prophecy foretells the decline of the dynasty. Recently, China has been engulfed by a pandemic wave, and peculiar celestial events have unfolded in Inner Mongolia and Jiangsu, featuring the appearance of three suns in the sky. In more detail, in the early hours of November 28, Xinhua in Inner Mongolia witnessed the extraordinary occurrence of a rare sun dog. It began at 9 a.m. that day and persisted for more than 2 hours. Numerous individuals recorded videos of the event and shared them online. In these videos, the sun in the sky was enveloped by a large circular, colored halo, accompanied by two smaller suns on either side. Many witnesses exclaimed, "Wow, my God! What is this? It's so shocking." On November 30th, the same situation also appeared in Jiangsu. In the sky above the sun, a large colored halo forming a small arc became visible. Many people took photographs and shared them on various social media platforms. Many people are shocked by this dazzling sun-catching spectacle. However, catching the sun has been regarded as a bad omen since ancient times. In ancient China, it was a common belief that the sun symbolized the ruler of the world, and any phenomena associated with the sun were seen as directly linked to those in positions of power. The appearance of two or more suns in the sky simultaneously was considered an ominous omen, signifying the imminent replacement of the king and the downfall of the dynasty. Tang Dynasty prophet Li Chunfeng mentioned in Xinhua that the simultaneous appearance of multiple suns is a sign that the world will split. When two suns appear together, the vassals are scheming, leading to destruction. In a world at war, those lacking virtue will perish. Two suns shining together, referred to as yin and yang. A false ruler resists, and the world witnesses two kings contending. The simultaneous appearance of many suns leads to the division of the world, with officials establishing their own rules and laws becoming inconsistent. The emergence of multiple kings indicates numerous claims to the throne. According to Li Chunfeng, the simultaneous appearance of multiple suns is a sign of the world's division, with many individuals competing to be king, revealing a desire to seize political power. China Eastern Airlines flight experiences another malfunction. Witnesses report two loud bangs midair. On the morning of the 3rd, Beijing time, China Eastern Airlines flight MU721 from Shanghai to Hong Kong drew attention due to a malfunction during the flight. Passenger footage shows violent shaking seats, a loud mid-air noise, and a strong burnt smell filling the cabin. According to a report from the Beijing Youth Daily on the 3rd, the malfunction occurred around 9:40. A passenger on the right side of the business class suddenly heard two loud bangs. Following this, a strong smell of gasoline emerged, and a female passenger on flight MU721 felt the plane starting to shake violently. A passenger on the left side mentioned that the plane seemed to be emitting smoke. She said, "At that moment, my mind went blank, thinking it was the end. I even thought of leaving a farewell note to my husband, but the internet on the plane was already cut off." The first 5 minutes were quite frightening, and some passengers were panicking, comforting each other. The onboard announcement informed us that the plane had a malfunction and would make an emergency landing in Xiamen. After that, it got better, and about 15 minutes later, we safely landed. The shaking was not as severe in the last 5 minutes before landing. Some passengers shared short videos taken inside the cabin on social media, depicting intense shaking and loud noises. On social platforms, passengers claimed to be on the flight, expressing fear, trembling legs, and describing a strong burning smell. The Hangzhou Metropolis Express official account on the 3rd also provided details, revealing clear images on site. Several turbine blades are already missing on the airplane engine. Luckily, the flight safely landed at 9:59 in Xiamen. According to China Eastern Airlines official announcement, the aircraft made an emergency landing at Xiamen Airport for inspection, possibly not due to a fire alarm but rather an engine surge mechanical failure. An anonymous aviation professional analyzed and personally believes it's a case of engine surge mechanical failure, possibly due to overheating-induced vibrations. If this mechanical failure worsens, it could lead to engine shutdown, with a possibility of further engine fire. This is not the first time China Eastern Airlines has faced such incidents. However, the airline continues to remain silent. On March 21, 2022, a China Eastern Airlines Boeing 737 carrying 132 people crashed in Wuzhou, Guangxi Province, while flying from Kunming to Guangzhou. All occupants on board tragically lost their lives. Observers noted that, following the incident, authorities urgently implemented control measures over public opinion. China's National Internet Information Office announced it had traced and dealt with information circulating on the internet about MU-5735. In total, over 279,000 pieces of information were cleared, including more than 167,000 pieces of rumor-related content. They also addressed 2,713 accounts and disbanded 1,295 topics. Furthermore, as of now, the authorities have not released the list of passengers who perished. Chinese state media, quoting analysts, stated that this decision aims to alleviate pressure on the families. However, the Hong Kong-based South China Morning Post reported that officials, while assisting the families of missing passengers, are closely monitoring their actions to prevent protests or criticism of the authorities' handling or compensation. The Beijing Business Daily previously reported that China Eastern Airlines had initiated the claims process for the accident. Li Wenzhong, deputy director of the insurance department at Capital University of Economics and Business, estimated that the compensation standard for this air disaster could exceed 2 million yuan per person, approximately $282,295, with the total compensation amount, including aircraft insurance and personal accident insurance, possibly surpassing 1 billion yuan, $282.295 million. However, according to current Chinese regulations, the compensation limit per passenger for an airline is only 400,000 yuan, approximately $56,459, causing concern among the public. Shanghai's economy resembles stagnant waters. How miserable is it? The CCP leader recently wrapped up his 5-day visit to Shanghai, stressing the importance of transforming Shanghai into the five centers and taking a leading role in the so-called Chinese-style modernization. Analysts opine that Zhang Nanhai is currently grappling with internal and external challenges, and Xi's actions are seen as yet another political promise, an expression of being cornered yet resilient, and a risky bet on Shanghai. In that context, a famous Chinese financial and economic analyst, Lao Man, has once more garnered attention online with his article titled "How Miserable is the Shanghai Economy?", which was published at the end of November. The article in question delves into an analysis of the current condition of the Chinese economy, contending that the economic scenario in Shanghai resembles stagnant water. The following are select excerpts from the article. Since the start of this year, a significant financial indicator has emerged: the deposits of non-banking financial enterprises have completely ceased their growth. Non-banking financial entities, encompassing insurance, securities, trusts, and more, saw a marginal increase of only 0.8% in their total deposits nationwide, reaching 24.23 trillion yuan by September 2022, compared to 24.04 trillion yuan at the end of 2022. This minimal growth is reminiscent of the stock market crash. In 2023, the funds held by non-banking financial enterprises are no longer increasing. This starkly mirrors the intense contraction of liquidity in the financial market. The dwindling liquidity is primarily a result of all circulating funds in the market being siphoned off by local debt conversion projects. Consequently, the Shanghai Composite Index has been grappling around the 3,000-point mark. The repayment pressure of local debt in the current year has already drained the financial market's liquidity, and the situation is anticipated to worsen in the coming year. the cash reserves of non-banking financial institutions will significantly shrink, leaving no room for bullish opportunities in the financial market. In this scenario, Shanghai, as the national financial center, stands at the forefront. In critical financial data, the deposit growth of non-banking financial enterprises in Shanghai is a mere 0.1%, falling even below the national meager increase of 0.8%, approaching negative territory. Considering the repayment pressure of local debt in November and December, it is anticipated that the deposit growth of non-banking financial enterprises in Shanghai will turn negative. A negative growth implies that liquidity in the Shanghai financial market has been entirely depleted. Data from the Shanghai Tax Bureau reveals that the total tax revenue generated by Shanghai in the first 3 quarters of this year was 1.4972 trillion yuan, with a year-on-year growth rate of only 2.84%, significantly lagging behind the national average growth rate of 11.9%. As funds flee through Hong Kong, Guangdong achieved an all-encompassing tax revenue growth of only 3.9% in the first 3 quarters, surpassing Shanghai's tax revenue growth by a significant margin. The extent of Shanghai's economic decline since the beginning of this year is evident. Colliers International's third-quarter report on Shanghai's office market forecasts a 21.6% vacancy rate for the year. With over 20% of office buildings vacant, Shanghai appears akin to a third-tier city. This phenomenon results from overseas financial institutions collectively contracting, which once leased entire buildings in Shanghai. Over the past 2 years, overseas institutions closing their Shanghai offices include ABN AMRO, Citi Private Banking, Norway's Sovereign Wealth Fund, Morgan Stanley, Canadian Funds, BlackRock, Moody's, Vanguard, among others. The Shanghai government lacks effective measures and is hesitant to attempt retention efforts. With the financial sector deteriorating and office vacancy rates soaring, Shanghai's economy is undeniably stagnant. According to data from the Shanghai Statistics Bureau, in the first 3 quarters of this year, the wholesale and retail industry's profits in Shanghai decreased by 10% year-on-year. However, to fill the tax gap, Shanghai's businesses still struggled to pay an additional 9.1% in taxes. This situation, akin to drawing water from a dry well, is unbearable for Shanghai's businesses. Therefore, those who managed to endure the challenges of the past 3 years collectively found it untenable this year. At the end of January, Shanghai Landmark Plaza on Nanjing Road closed its doors, and by the end of August, the Pacific Department Store in Suwei District permanently shut down. According to data released by Savills, the vacancy rate of Shanghai shopping malls in the third quarter was 12.1%, much higher than the 5.4% vacancy rate at the end of 2019. In the days to come, all resources in the financial sector will prioritize extending the life of local debt. This inevitably means that the financial industry will lose liquidity and move towards death. At the same time, foreign financial institutions will undoubtedly leave China without hesitation. For Shanghai's economy, this is an unbearable situation. For provinces in the central and western regions highly dependent on Shanghai's fiscal transfers, undoubtedly, this will be a heavy blow, increasing their difficulty in borrowing. This is a grim vicious cycle. Exclusive use of Xinhua news agency mandated by Shanghai media imposes ban on translating foreign media. The CCP regime is grappling with instability and persistently clamping down on external voices. According to a November 30th report from South Korea's Chosun Ilbo, a renowned media outlet in Shanghai implemented a foreign media translation ban internally after appointing a CCP official as its president in July this year. The ban stipulates that when foreign media reports are necessary, only content translated by Xinhua news agency should be quoted. This media outlet had previously consistently translated content from Western media like the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and Bloomberg, but it abruptly terminated this practice. An industry professional in Beijing analyzed that censorship of Chinese media quoting foreign media reports has been on the rise lately. The authorities are escalating media control, silencing external voices, and constructing a system to convey the Beijing leadership's will to the people without missing a single detail. The CCP had previously blocked websites of several mainstream Western media outlets and, under the Hong Kong version of the national security law, gained control over numerous mainstream TV stations and newspapers in Hong Kong. This has restrained Hong Kong media, which previously reported China news relatively freely, leading to instances of inaccurate reporting on China news globally. Moreover, in recent years, the CCP has strengthened control over media access to Xi Jinping's major political activities. On-site media reporting often involves only CCTV, Xinhua news agency, and one or two official media outlets complying with external propaganda requirements. Consequently, reporting on Xi Jinping by mainland media has become uniform. Among CCP foreign affairs and political experts, only a select few who have undergone scrutiny are permitted to appear in local media reports. Furthermore, they frequently echo the official stance. A Chinese media reporter humorously noted that they can now only independently cover minor matters among national and local events. Previously, many Chinese citizens relied on VPNs and other methods to access external information. The CCP's control over VPNs and similar circumvention tools is continually escalating. Recently, several VPNs suddenly stopped service, sparking concerns that it may be related to pressure from the CCP. Additionally, the CCP authorities are gradually reducing the prominence of English in the Chinese education system. Some analysts suggest that this move's purpose may also be to isolate the country and weaken the Chinese people's ability to understand external information. Don't forget to leave a comment in the section below to share your opinions on today's topic with us. Make sure to like and subscribe to see more interesting topics from China Truths.